Ebusuya obrawo hoi etwowo saso ena owo hoi nkogya ende ena E.T Mensah a dodo na no efre no E.T Mensah omudi na yie ahihye so ewo State House. Ladies and gentlemen, na wo hwa na wife laureate ebusuya ni muda na eyahwo na enkokonsa kakra so esiye ewo ho time a flag bearer for NDC John Dramani Mahama ebusuya okopie mu ewo ho time a o meeti kwabana dufo doctor ebusuya na dodan kwa Akufo Addo okopie mu ho no na dodan kwa Akufo Addo o meeti Aseidu Nketiah ene John Dramani Mahama no ebusuya wo hwa nkomo omo boda Aseidu Nketiah wa stressa na mese ekomo be pa na obobo Joshua Alabi professor the Ahoy family ene afi na opoku Jane ebusuya omugina omakasa yabeko inseminemu into details midi edikojo black aha trans GH one cosmetic product ebema already ebeyefe okoko ebeto so utuntum so ebe na eno ani Clăsh amafo a omudi product we hu adanse na ebusuya enya samketo a omuchirimu a product no esesi omorede kama omo wone serum facial cream soap any afi lotion and E.T Mensah wo US na wo pebi eyisu a shipping free wo other countries a bibi kitu ebi na obetua for shipping na no de wonsa aka wo Clăsh product and E.T Mensah number etwegu ewo screen so no from na woni omo entertain enkomo 1st October ene beto bia say E.T Mensah a dodo na no efre no E.T Mensah ono ana oye former MP for Ningo Pram ono aso na oye former sports minister na osanso a member of Council of State Emma Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, oko South Africa okoje ayaresa na mbomu no ebusuya an enuama ankoyi enutini watua na nanom ewo nsiado na no ena mpenifo ye ne se debi ende ena omodi na yi ebehye so na wife Mrs Laureate ebusuya wo hwe ne mood ene afi E.T Mensah ne ba bema omomude ebusuya enya samketo eyadroho pa
the brother of where the family is, the wife Laureate in your shots the friend Clăsh seated being aided by the elderly woman in your shot over there. And
so we are going to be receiving some tributes from the family of the late E.T Mensah. Of course, he's joined with some elderly members of E.T Mensah's family, including his brother, as they join his son to pay his last respects. Very sad mood for this family. We know who the man E.T Mensah was, a colossus in terms of parliamentary work, and so they're going to be paying their final respects before the tributes are read.
So after this scene no ena John Dramani Mahama flag bearer for NDC ebusuya okopie mu ewo ho na wo hwe time a Mahama okopie mu ho na na abrante ba ko on man fans e wona security for na say masa jine be die now time a John Dramani Mahama o meeti Dr. Kobana Dufo.
This is the convoy of John Dramani Mahama just arriving here in your shots. He's just going to step out of his vehicle. So John Dramani Mahama in your shorts over there. That is John Mahama in a handshake with senior members of the NDC in your shorts over there, where you have his running mate and then also the chairman of the party, John Dramani Mahama, in your shorts over there. So he would first go towards where he's been laid in state and pay his last respect to the body of E.T Mensah, a man that he has worked closely with, a man that he was also a minister in the Rawlinson's administration with, a man who later became a minister in his own administration with John Dramani Mahama, together with the chairman of the NDC, and then the general secretary, and then also his 2020 running mate of the NDC in your shots over there. So that's him going to pay his last respect to the memory of E.T Mensah, who later became a member of the Council of State of the Republic of Ghana. Now he's heading towards where the family is, where the wife is, where the wife is. He will be sympathizing and also commiserating with the family and also expressing his condolence. I mean, it's the usual thing that they do often times like this, and still belong to the NDC. The reason why a host of them are here in their numbers, to be able to show their last respect to him. I mean, it's quite telling. You can see Dr. Kwabena Dufo in his short there, in that intimate conversation with John Mahama and the former organizer, nothing in your short over there. So
after John Mahama's arrival, and His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo okopiemu ewo ho na wo hwe Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo sane a wato ne bo ode atofo mu no say yes bema esikrom Nana Addo ebusia na o meeti Aseidu Nketiah no woni me Aseidu Nketiah ne nsem a wa kan in the past it's Nana Addo o meeti Aseidu Nketiah no go hwa nkomo a omobo na Aseidu Nketiah ototo ne sana Nana Addo sre Aseidu Nketiah so sre afide Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo o meeti John Mahama ebusia Mahama, tien someone another than Akufo. Now, this is what we want.
Man who became a member of the Council of State, of the presidency, that he is the leader. He's going to be starting from a former Speaker of Parliament, Edward Doe Ajaho. That's him. He's short there.
Professor Joshua Alabi, NAFI, Professor Ahoy, then Professor J. Nana Opoku Ajeman. It was almost a debut. E.T Mensah. Na ebusia omwe di ne ho adanse kakra. We a tribute.
And we have one person who also knows E.T quite well. When it comes to decentralization, he is actually the brain behind it. Professor Ahoy, good morning to you. Well, I know you had some relationship with the departed member of parliament, or former member of parliament for the Ningo Pram Pram constituency. One also asks leaders or elders of the NDC, what role specifically did E.T play in one unifying the party as an elder?
Thank you very much. As you know, I was at the University of Ghana campus with E.T. He worked at the registry and I was a lecturer at the law faculty. And our relationship started from there. And then we got involved into revolutionary politics. First on campus through what we call the NDM, National Democratic Movement, and then, of course, the entire 10-year period of the PNDC. That's when I worked closest with him because he was the chief executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and I was the Minister of Local Government, so he worked directly under me. We traveled around quite a bit, both domestically and internationally. He was a very committed person. His love for the city knew no bounds. And many innovations that we find in the city today were actually his handiwork. Now, as far as the party work was concerned, when the decision was taken in 1991 to form a party to contest the elections, he was among the founding members of the NDC. And he worked very hard. As you may well know, he was a very effective organizer. And so his job was to organize the youth, and he brought together the youth within the NDC and helped to make it into the party that it is today.
The national chairman of the NDC, Johnson Aseidu Nketiah, who is there. We are also seeing a former Speaker of Parliament, who is the Honourable Edward Do Ajaho and your short over there. He also worked closely with him, and also the 2020 running mate of the NDC, Professor Nana Jane Poku-Agyeman. She's also there in your short. Fifi Kweti Jezo behind him, the General Secretary of the NDC. Happy New Year to you, Prof. For how long have you known E.T? I mean, quite a long time, I suppose. But from where you sit, one as an educationist, and also the time you joined the NDC, how long has it been that you've known E.T?
Well, I cannot put a date on it. His name has been in the public domain for a very long time, especially with sports. And I think that is where I encountered him briefly, because at the University of Cape Coast, we have a very, very good department, hyper, on sports. So we had to do some work with him. But when I moved into the ministry, he was part of a 3-member team that was supposed to be interested in the infrastructural development of the country. And since at the time we were building universities, we were removing schools from under trees, we were expanding senior secondary schools, we were expanding or providing facilities that were missing at the colleges of education then, as well as expanding the senior secondary school level, it became necessary that I work with him. I found him to be a fine gentleman.
All right. And I mean, he later became a member of the Council of State. It's a bit unusual, for want of a better word, quote unquote, for somebody coming from the opposition side, so to speak, becoming a member of the Council of State. I'm not too sure if we've had that in the past, but to you, what is it that you think he offered as a member of the Council of State to the nation?
I wouldn't be able, but I think that, if we are building a democracy, and if we need a Council of State to counsel the president, to show the country the direction we should be going, then it shouldn't really matter where the person is coming from. So I thought it was all right. Yeah.
All right. Many thanks to you, Professor Nana Poku-Agyeman.
He's done his part for this country. Very hardworking. He was a member of the revolution, and he rose through the ranks from being an accounts officer from the rest of Ghana to Mayor of Accra to Minister of State, and finally to Council of State member. Only few people have gone through this, and he distinguished himself in all what he did. I think that today, as we meet here, we are appreciating and celebrating excellence. And we hope that the good Lord will take care of him wherever he is. We hope that those of us who are there behind will also continue on the good work. Good work in the interest of Mother Ghana. Good work in the interest of our people. He's done a bit. May he so rest in perfect peace.
All right. Many thanks, Professor Joshua Alabibu, as a former campaign chairman for the NDC.
This casket, first closing it, and then they're going to cover it with the Ghana flag, signifying the kind of man that the late E.T Mensah was. And the impact that he had made in Ghana as a country, and of course in Ningo Pram Pram as a member of parliament. You can see them carefully covering up the casket with the Ghana flag. So this signifies that the pre-burial service is finally over and we would no longer be having any filing pasts by any other members. The family has done their bit. The clergy has also done their bit, and all political leaders right here at the State House have successfully filed past
from Psalm 91 to 12 by E.T Mensah, and the reading for the Gospel is John 14, 1 to 6, and verse 27 by Dr. Michael Mensah.
Ebuso way a tribute Professor Jenana Opoku and afi Professor Ahoy, then Professor Joshua Alabi omode omochim se debi E.T Mensah ya obi a omona no aye dwuma ache na E.T Mensah obono ho modin yi pa a kire se nea esi no ya adwereko sempa na omudi ewo omakoma mu nti eno de E.T Mensah, may your soul rest in perfect peace. Mashawa, so be share video we na afofro so ensa ebekebi. No ba shawa dwen amame e comment section ho medi edit Kojo Black. I'm out.
Aniado fairy Mama simaka kra bi na meni wundi enkomo bi. Minia sana online mu eyede. This digital marketing ya etwego internet no do. Bebre nyanko benya hu nimdi kakra. Now so you throw on them there. Businesses be pray aba what scam yenenti. It's throw be when you pede you take the leap of faith. Map may trap in a plano. Me pede more just a little overview about this business. You better share this business anymore. I wasn't that sure. Say a legit business. Now so me take it the leap of faith. I was so skeptical. But now when they make catch this business or you legit. Sika boom. Me a many workers say your friend is Sandra. Me your yere. Me sound so ye digital marketing entrepreneur. Now so this business no there is no experience or qualification needed. Nursing mothers, doctors, nurses. Ejuma be na we 2 to 3 jobs, part-time, full-time. You can run this business as a side hustle. Just take the leap of faith. My number na itwe go screen no so. For my number na frame me. And now so say come my website no. Register with within any email address. Na me boa wo senya be ya wo so be successful.